minutes straight. Jay-Bird forgot to hit the go live button. So we are live from Southern Rugged Studios here in Jacksonville, Florida. Come to you today. We are the King of the Bird podcast. I am one of your hosts, Flawless Dustin Hollis.
I am Jay-Bird, Justin Hollis. And today, we have the most anticipated, the most popular podcast, the one that put us on the map last year. We are going to be talking
predictions.
Schedule.
Your schedule predictions. Jay-Bird was spot on last year. You had Nick Foles being your NFL MVP.
Can I say?
Leonard Fournette got hurt in his predictions.
Leonard Fournette always gets hurt, but he didn't get hurt last year.
So we also give us we got a guest coming on 15, 20 minutes. Brandon Carroll from It's Be Carroll and the Sunshine State Takes will be joining us here for a few minutes. So looking forward to seeing Brandon, reuniting with him. And well, what's on your mind, Bird? What's crack-a-lacking?
Oh, not much. Just busy day at work. I'm ready to get this started and ready to get this show on the road. I'm ready to break down this schedule because I was completely off last year. So I've rethought my process.
Only by 10 games.
I've stared at the schedule for hours at a time. I've gone through. I've looked at every team we play. I've broken down every team we play, looked at their strengths, looked at their weaknesses, looked at their cheerleaders. I am ready for this.
Jay-Bird can't name 3 quarterbacks on the teams that we play.
I never looked at the schedule.
That's what we did last year, though. We just kind of winged it. I wouldn't let you look at the schedule. We did it the same day the schedule came out. So we're a little late to the party.
I tried looking at the schedule the other day. I didn't like the design of the graph I was looking at. Picture.
Yeah. So we literally talked for 2 minutes. And
yeah, we did. We talked for 2 minutes, and we're looking at our thing. Because we did something different. We scheduled it. And so we've never done that before. And so we literally were talking for like 2 minutes, and Dusty goes, "Are we live?"
There's no we in that. That was he did something different.
And I mean, it's kind of like doing a whole 25, 30-minute episode before and then breaking the news that we're recording it. We're not even live.
Yeah.
That's happened before.
Is this too close? Too far?
Can y'all hear us okay?
Well, we got 2 viewers.
We got 2 viewers, yeah. Can y'all hear us okay?
But, it's probably mom and dad. That's how we roll.
Yeah. So is he coming on the show? How's he doing it?
We're going to have to send him an invite. I text him. Can you do it through text or just Twitter or what?
I could do it through Twitter.
The twit?
I think.
We'll do it through the twit machine.
I think.
So
you talk for a second, and I'm going to get that taken care of.
All right. Well, yeah. So he's going to send that out. Brandon's going to join us. What we're going to do is we're going to go through game by game, give you our thoughts on the game, how they're going to play out. And by the end of this podcast, you should know anything and everything you need to know about the Jaguars this year, what their record would be, what kind of stats you're going to get from 2 legitimate experts, the King and Brandon, and 1 idiot, the Bird. All right? So that's how we're going to do it. He's going to send Brandon an invite. Brandon's going to join it when he can. And we'll go from there. We love the interaction with y'all if y'all want to comment. And can they see that thing that's on my screen?
No, they can't.
I hope not. I can't see myself. It's a little weird.
That's a good thing.
All right. So, but I mean, as far as football news, not really into football news. We're not going to get into the whole political aspect of this, the Jaguars and what's going on in the world. We're just going to kind of give you a break from that. All the talk shows you listen to right now, it's all the same stuff. You go on Twitter, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you go listen to the radio, you watch the news. It's the same stuff. We're here to give y'all a break from that. Straight football, no outside interference. It doesn't matter which way you stand on any of the subjects. Just be a nice person. That's all. Mm-hmm. Just be a nice person. All right. To everyone and all. So here we go now. I'm going to keep talking here for a little bit and bring up the schedule. If there's any questions y'all got out there, all 4 of y'all in the audience, let them rip. I mean, there's no filter here. This is our show. This is our show. So, what?
It's boring.
I don't think they can see us. There you go.
Were y'all able to see us that whole time?
No one's going to answer us.
Yeah, they will. Somebody's watching us. Anyway, I mean, you got to go on your phone. Never mind.
Yeah. Good
So
thing.
we're going to pull up the schedule. We're going to break down the schedule. Hey, throw your predictions into the comments. You know, what record do you think the Jaguars are going to have this year? You know, as we're doing, if you want to make your prediction and keep track of it, you can. But tell you what, we go through it pretty fast. We're pretty emotional. We get into it. So it's going to be hard to keep up with us, you know. So.
All right.
So
you want to go ahead and start? Or
give me just one more second. I'm going to get this set up for him real quick. You talk.
So the Jaguars, see you good, Jay Bird. Got a Jay Bird fan. Must be two idiots in the bunch.
What up, Cameron?
I'm not sure who Cameron is.
You got Cameron.
He's a listener. So the Jaguars enter the season with a new offensive coordinator, Jay Gruden. DeFilippo is out. They bring in Jay Gruden, and it's a must-win season. So there's a little bit of desperation in this hire. You bring an experienced coordinator in with some head coaching experience, which is a bright thing. All right, Brandon, we got the invite out to you if you're watching. So, but we're going to go ahead and start with the schedule.
We are going to go ahead and start.
That was unexpected.
With the schedule.
Jay Bird's the talker.
Yeah.
So week one.
Week one. Who do we have? Week one.
Week one. In comes the Indianapolis Colts.
Screw the Colts.
All right. Jay Bird, name the Indianapolis Colts quarterback.
Phillip Rivers.
Look at that. He'll be hurt or just too old to play.
Dude, I'm a little worried about that game.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, since when have we really dominated Phillip Rivers?
Phillip Rivers is one player. I'm not worried about Phillip Rivers. Now, he's going to have an offensive line. He's going to have some time, but the guy's a statue. We got Josh Allen.
Is it in Jacksonville or is it
in Jacksonville?
In Jacksonville.
They're coming to the heat, baby.
Okay.
This ain't San Diego, Phillip Rivers.
No.
This ain't Los Angeles, Phillip Rivers.
No.
This is Duval.
That was pretty pathetic, Duval. You want to try that one more time?
No, I'm good. That's all I got.
It was bad. It was very bad. Anyway, he's coming to – I'm not even going to do that. They're making fun of yours. He's coming to Duval. And you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen?
What?
Phillip Rivers is going to meet Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
He's going to meet Josh Allen about three different times.
Yeah.
3 different times. What time is that game? Is that a 1:15 game?
It's
Or 1 and 5?
Bright and early.
Bright and early. He's going to meet Josh Allen. Gardner Minshew's going to be handing the ball off to Leonard Fournette. We're going to pound it down their face. The Jaguars are going to win a commanding victory, 31-10, to open up the season. Woo! We're 1-0, baby. Yeah! Told you I was worried about Phillip Rivers.
If the Jaguars are going to get the Colts, this is the game they're going to get the Colts. I don't think it's going to happen. Good Jaguars 0-1. But, fellas, is he ready to go? I think he's ready to go. Let's bring in the host, the co-host.
How's it going, y'all? How's it going?
What up?
Wait.
Hold on. Wait.
There we go.
Wait. Scoot like 2 feet that way.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, not the screen. Your whole body. Yeah.
No, don't cover up the gator thing. He's trying to get you.
Oh, I got you. I was like, what?
Oh, man. What up, Brandon? How you been?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
We're hanging in there. Sorry for the late notice.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Did you hear my prediction?
I did. 31-10. Jaguars open up the season.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
With a big win over the Colts.
We're going to pull it out.
For sure.
Did you throw this up? Boom. Woo! Good to see you, too. It's my boy. It's my boy, Blue.
So, week 1, the Jaguars go in. They're going to get the home game against Indianapolis. And Indianapolis had a pretty solid offseason, in my opinion. They acquired a veteran quarterback in Phillip Rivers. They have what I believe to be a strong receiving core. And, they got a guy like T.Y. Hilton and some Michael Pittman Jr. in the draft for Rivers to utilize. And
I like Pittman.
Listen, T.Y. Hilton's going to meet C.J. Henderson. Okay? 31-10. 31-10.
Yeah. I would love to believe that. And I just have a hard time. It's going to be the week 1, which I do think that this is going to be the time that the Jaguars could beat the Colts, considering Phillip Rivers is having to get into a new system. They're having to really develop in with basically what's a new era for Indianapolis as, they're moving on from what they thought would have been Andrew Luck on this team. But, they have the offensive line that is built around a veteran quarterback. They have a backfield and Marlon Mack that really looks stout going into next season. So I just think that this Colts team is going to be a team to, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with within the AFC South and within the entire league, in my opinion. So along with their offense, they have their, Darius Leonard coming back to anchoring down that defense. They acquired a guy in Xavier Rhodes who, if he can return to anything like the 2018 form, can, really put on a show out there. So I just think the Jaguars might be able to keep this one close, but I just don't see them pulling it out just with the, especially in week 1 after not really getting into the
You two shoot it way too straight. Y'all need to have some fun in your life. Good gosh.
Listen. They've had as much as I hate it, the Colts had a good draft.
They really did.
Michael Pittman, they drafted Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. They had a good offseason overall, in my opinion.
Yeah. They had a good draft.
They're going to meet Keith Le'Veon this offseason. But they're going to first game of the year, they're going to meet him. The quarterback must go down. The quarterback must go down hard. And as Dusty said earlier, he's a statue back there.
He is a statue.
He's a statue.
We get a defense.
Nobody knows what defense we're going to come out and play.
That's true.
We don't know what defense we're going to play.
Yeah. I'm excited to see the Jaguars defense work, to be honest, because, they said they're trying to transition into more of a 3-4 setup, which we've kind of saw that coming with guys like Josh Allen and K'Lavon Chaisson being drafted back-to-back years. Those are more of the hybrid linebackers, defensive end, edge rushers type players. And so, they can drop back in coverage and be serviceable back there, but they're really brought in to get after the passer. So if they can really keep Phillip Rivers on his toes in his first start with the Colts in a new system, this could be a game the Jaguars upset Indianapolis. Like I said, I just don't see it happening.
I'm with you 100%. Those are my thoughts.
Lame. Y'all are lame. Both of y'all. Good God, you call yourself Jaguar fans.
They're going to run late this season.
Put on the teal glasses, buds. Let's do this. Who do we have next?
Oh, next up. Another division. We drive.
Rivalry.
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 We go to Nashville.
Yeah.
And the hated Titans. Now, let me ask you something.
I saw a Puicat. I did.
Let me ask you something, Brandon. You're a younger Jaguar fan, 18, 19, 20 years old, right?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
19.
Good God.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn 20 in September.
So who is your main rival for the Jaguars? Like who
Tennessee.
do you hate?
Tennessee.
All right, I'm down with that.
Definitely Tennessee.
Yeah, I think that most of the older crowd, they hate Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't like Tennessee at all.
Yeah, and from like 05 to 2016, 17, that crowd's more of a Colts hater.
Yeah.
So,
No, I honestly don't mind the Colts. I think it's just because I had so much respect for Peyton Manning, even though he was, just torching us every chance he got. So I've never really been against the Colts. Obviously, I hated seeing it, but I definitely think the Titans are who I believe to be my most disliked team in the AFC South.
Yeah, I agree. I can't stand the Titans. I mean, just the thought of them. I broke up with a girlfriend because she dated a Titans fan.
That's funny.
Done.
Sure.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So how are we feeling about going into Nissan Stadium and playing against the Titans week 2?
Yeah, go. What's your share, Dusty? What do you think? If you can type in.
Did Derrick Henry sign the franchise tag?
Did he sign it?
He'll sign it. Oh,
yeah, he'll sign it.
Yeah, not good.
We've had
Now they have their offensive line has been their weakness, though. I mean, I think they lost a couple guys on the offensive line.
Yeah.
They re-signed Tannehill, but the Titans got our number, man. They just play that gritty style of football that kind of like a Jaguar team you always thought we were. Just a hard-nosed defense, run the ball down your throat. That's like the ultimate Jaguar team.
That's the team we wanted to be.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they play. They curb stomp us.
Yeah.
Much as I hate to say it, but they do. And it'll get ugly week 2. They're a well-oiled machine, and we're only getting stronger as the year went on. And the wheels fell off the wagon for us. So they blow us out. It's another 20-point loss.
Did we lose the first one by 20 points in your opinion against the Colts?
No. I think it's a 2-touchdown game. 10.
That's big
points.
in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think week 1 it's like a close game all the way back and forth, but it will end up being about a 10-14 point loss.
Yeah, that's less. It'll be competitive. You never know where any of the teams stand week 1.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
What do you think?
Like Dusty said,
for Tennessee players real quick.
Tennessee's had Jacksonville's number for years now, from the Derrick Henry's 99-yard rushing touchdown to him just absolutely being a monster against us every chance he gets throughout the past, 4 or 5 years. It's just been a struggle for Jacksonville to be able to stop that run game. One thing I do see is that I think that Jacksonville has a chance to be able to go into Tennessee and get after Ryan Tannehill whenever he drops back in the pocket. Just because, you got a guy in Jake Conklin who's moved on to now going to the Jets, I believe. He was kind of an anchor to that Tennessee Titans offensive line. And so getting after Ryan Tannehill in the situations he does have to pass could be huge in third down situations where, Jacksonville might get a stop on Derrick Henry. So, stop him on the early downs and force Ryan Tannehill to pass. But like you said, it could be one of those games where the wagon really, falls off and Jacksonville, kind of starts off the season on a very low note. Not that it's not expected considering the state of the franchise, the roster at this point, but it's a game that you'd rather see be close and not so far apart that I believe it'll be. So,
yeah, I'm 100% with you. 2 guys that know football.
2 guys that know football, and you guys are scared of Ryan Tannehill. Oh, he's going to blah. Ryan, let that sink into your brains there for a second. Ryan Tannehill. Okay? Titans are going to have a top 10 pick next year, okay? Because, one, Titans suck, okay? Screw the Titans. Screw everything about the Titans. Screw their entire history. Jaguars are going to roll into Nissan Stadium. They're going to put Ryan Tannehill on their butts. They're going to plug the middle. Derrick Henry's not going to do anything. They're going to be pulling Derrick Henry bound by his hair, his dreadlocks, throwing him on the ground. They are going to win. They're going to come out. It's going to be a close game. Okay, it's going to be a close game. But the Jaguars are going to pull it out 24-21 with a late field goal.
This guy's an idiot.
2-0.
The thing that I think could keep it close is, the departure of Logan. Yes, they got to get to Ryan Tannehill, but offensively, Jacksonville is going to be able to utilize Logan Ryan not being there for the Titans next season. He was let go in free agency. He's been a big part of the Titans' defensive success in the secondary. He's actually the guy that picked off Tom Brady on his last ever passing attempt for the New England Patriots and returned it for a touchdown. So, he kind of, it's in a sense ended that, dynasty or whatever. So I just think if they, go after a guy like Laviska Shenault down the field or DJ Chark, the Jaguars added some weapons this offseason. They got Colin Johnson, who, if healthy, can really turn out to be a big down the field threat, just given his length and ability to go up and get the ball out of the air. And DJ Chark's starting to emerge. D.D. Westbrook is still a bit behind the curve. This is really a prove it year for him, which I believe could be. He could really go either way. It's not something that I don't see anything that trends towards him being a breakout player. I don't see anything that trends towards him being let go after the season. But I just think Jacksonville really has a shot to silence the critics in this game, but I don't see it happening in a way that allows the Jacksonville Jaguars to be able to go into Tennessee, a place that they have struggled mightily for many years, and get a victory against a team that's going to smash, run the ball down your throat, play in and play out. I think it's going to be too much for Jacksonville to handle in week 2.
I think both of you are completely wrong. Completely, utterly wrong.
Well, Lord, I hope so.
I know so.
I hope so. I'm a huge fan. This year has been a kick in the nuts. Everything in the off season. I mean, the last 2 years have pretty much been a kick in the nuts. What's going on with Mike Bird? What are you doing?
I'm getting texts saying we're not crisp. They're not hearing us very well.
Us?
Yes.
They probably hear you. You're screaming.
They should.
Screaming. But yeah. I mean, I want them to win. I just don't. I mean, I'm always an optimist. Not as much as this clown.
Yeah.
It's pretty grave. And I think it's a 2-year building process. Honestly, I think they went – that's how they promoted Ashad Khan. They said, look, this is what we're going to do. Give us a chance. They basically threw it all on Coughlin. They said, we built this thing once in 2 years. And the third year, we're ready to compete. And so this year, you saw them draft defense. And they have a young quarterback. If that young quarterback can take the next step, then the team will take that next step.
Yeah.
But in 2 years, the young guys on this team, the C.J. Hendersons, the Josh Allens, those guys are going to mature. And then if they're bad this year, they take one of the top quarterbacks in this next upcoming draft, and then they're ready to compete that year after that.
Exactly.
Second-year quarterback with a young, thriving defense. And I think that's kind of how he pitched it to Khan. But I don't think they're getting fired after this year, though, as far as the coaching staff or the GM. Honestly.
Well, not when they win every game.
I only know why we do this show. Why we do this show.
That was great insight there, though. I'd like to know your source.
Source from the source?
Yeah, your source.
My brain.
Yeah, we're sure.
I'm the one that told you they were going to go with offensive coordinator, head coaching experience. And look, it happens. They did. So, what do you think of the Jay Gruden hire?
I like it. I think he plays to Minshew's, strengths really well. He's a big play action guy. He likes getting his quarterbacks outside of the pocket. And Minshew showed last year that he can work best when outside of the pocket. So being able to, look downfield, go through his progression the way Jay Gruden likes for his quarterbacks to do, I think it's going to be very beneficial to not just Minshew himself, but the offense as a whole. And we're going to see a bit of an uptick in production from the wide receiving core and Minshew. So,
yeah.
I also one thing I like how he added Chris Thompson coming with him from Washington, because Chris Thompson gives a lot to the to the passing game. We saw Fournette trying to be used this season a bit in the passing game, and he had his flashes of where we could see that he was progressing in that aspect of his game, but he's just not a guy that you're going to be willing to go to on a 3rd and 8 where you have to be able to get the first down. He's more of you want to go to him and hand him the ball on 3rd and 1 for him to get that extra yard. Well, you wanted him to this year, but
he usually gets hit about 2 yards in the backfield.
Yeah. But I like the Jay Gruden hire. I like bringing in some more guys to go alongside the players that they already do have, like Fournette and Chark and people like that. So. Hopefully that really points them on I'd say just a straight trajectory to be able to get back to being maybe not even 2017 form where they got the AFC Championship, just competitive, just being not going into every game expecting to lose. I think that's really what needs to happen in Jacksonville for at least people to stay interested. Because right now, a lot of people I know are not excited for the NFL season. Like I know a bunch of people that are huge Jag fans, but they're just kind of not really excited to see a team that's the team that from last season go out and play again this year, because it's just not going to be a pretty sight. Obviously, there's different players off the team now, but different pieces coming in. So hopefully they're able to mesh and put it together with a new offensive system and new players on defense and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. There's no enthusiasm coming from me this year. I don't know. I hopefully it comes back, and maybe it's just a chance that there is no football. I don't want to get hyped up. I mean, they're going to play, but maybe there's no, there's just this uncertainty.
Yeah.
But that might be part of it. But there's no enthusiasm for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Bird, ready for the next one?
Y'all have just taken enthusiasm out of me. Speaking of enthusiasm, okay? Good gosh.
So, Thursday night football. The Miami Dolphins come to town for our third annual Thursday night game.
For our third annual Thursday night.
For our annual Thursday night game. We'll let this guy go.
Season, okay. Starting, I am the most exciting one, so it only makes sense that when I talk, our users go up. Okay, listen, guys. Gardner Minshew has remained pretty quiet the first couple games. Okay, he's been very pedestrian-like, but he's done enough to get the win. This is Thursday night football, national TV. Gardner Minshew's coming out party again. Minshew Mania begins to take off this game. Who are we playing again? Dolphins. Doesn't matter who we're playing, okay? Does not matter. Gardner Minshew, 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jaguars win in a blowout. I don't even need to give you a score. Jaguars are going to win in a blowout fashion. And Minshew Mania is going to take off. It's going to be trending for a week on Twitter. Hashtag Minshew Mania. That's what I know is going to happen on Thursday night football. Jorts and all is going to be trending all week long after Thursday night. Woo!
Jorts and sports, baby.
Look, we went up a view. I told you when I talk, we go up. Thank you. Now,
so actually, I agree to a point with you, Bert. I think this is where we do get our first win.
This will be our third win. 3-0, baby.
Miami's done a lot in the offseason, but we've seen teams in the past do that, and there's a jail period. It takes the first half of the season to start getting rolling. And they still got Fitzpatrick is by the third game. If he's struggling, is Tua coming in? So this could be Thursday night football. You could see Tua for the first time out there.
Tua Shmua, who gives a crap? Tua meet Josh Allen. That's all I have to say. Okay.
So, but I think my kids, when I take them to Thursday night football game, that's our annual tradition in the house. I take the kids to Thursday night football. We skip school on Friday, and we're at the football game. They're undefeated. They're like 5-0. So that I will be there with fans are there. Fans are there. That's a W for the Jaguars.
Oh, all because you're there.
Yes.
Oh, I hate to be that guy, but I have really liked what the Dolphins have done this offseason. I think that they are, trending in a direction that shows that they are going to be a team, maybe not this season, but in the future, a team that is going to be consistent within that AFC East. And I think it all relies on what Brian Flores was able to do last season with the Dolphins team that is similar to the Jags this season, in that they weren't favored to win not one game, and they still were able to win 5, including 2 against playoff teams, which is more – they beat more playoff teams last season than the Buffalo Bills did, who actually got into the playoffs. So we saw the Dolphins really make the most of a terrible situation last season. I think Brian Flores has that franchise trending in a direction that is going to be they're going to be a force. But as of this season, like you said, I think it's going to take a little bit of a gel period. I think we're going to have to see, the draft picks really start to, continue to progress into transitioning from the college level to the NFL level, because that's a bigger jump than a lot of people make it out to be. It can easily be a time where, you see guys like Tua, for example. It's going to be difficult for him to make that jump. All right. But
yeah, no, I agree, man. The job he did last year, even as they were winning a few games, nobody was giving them credit. They were still the next week. They were like, "No, they can't keep this up." They're still not picking them to win games. And he was very competitive. Views go down again. I'm stopped talking. Every time I talk, the views go down. disheartening.
Busted.
So, but yeah, Flores, I think is going to be a hell of a coach. He should have won Coach of the Year last year, winning only 5 games.
I agree.
That's the kind of job he did. The talent on that team was compared to a college football team last year.
Yeah.
And they were trading everywhere. Minka Fitzpatrick, Kenyon Drake. They were trading these guys away at the beginning of the year, and they all had great years somewhere else, and they were still very competitive. Now they got those draft picks, and the young guys are coming in. And they got something brewing down there for sure, but not enough.
I'm brewing for a bruising's what they got coming, especially when they roll into Duval. Woo! Thursday night. 3-0, baby. 3-0. Gardner Minshew's breakout party 2020.
I do think Minshew will have a solid game against the Dolphins, despite them having to go against Byron Jones and Xavier Howard. But I do think this might be one of the closer games of the season. I think the Jaguars could pull it out, but like you said, or like I said, the Jaguars are just they're just not where they need to be able to compete at a high level against even up and coming teams like the Dolphins.
You guys just need to open your eyes up a little bit, be a little more open to stuff. That's all I have to say. What's next?
Next up, we travel to Cincinnati. Mistake by the lake. Oh, that's Cleveland.
Who's the quarterback of the Bengals?
Joe Burrow. Andy Dalton still might, or no, Andy Dalton's not with the Cowboys.
He's in Dallas.
I knew that.
So what do you think of Joe Burrow? What do you think his NFL career is going to be like? I know college career was like, wow, at least this last season was.
One season. Come on now.
But all right, I'm just saying it was the greatest ever you've ever seen.
Yes, it was.
Well, what do you think? Does that translate to the NFL?
I think they need to get pieces around him first. I just don't think the Bengals have enough right now for him to be able to really do anything. I think he's talented. I think he put in a lot of work to make that jump that he did from junior to senior season at LSU and really take a historic LSU team to the national championship and one of the best teams in performances from a single player we've ever seen in college football. But I just don't think he's going to be able to be that guy this season. I think it's going to be, like I said, another learning curve for a quarterback. So this is actually a game I think the Jaguars can go into Paul Brown Stadium and get a win against the Cincinnati Bengals and mark what I believe to be 1-3 on the season.
There you go. Brandon with the first W.
First, I can't believe you didn't think we were going to beat Miami.
It's not the same Miami team as last season. That's all I got to say. It's not the same Miami team.
Those are just names of Jay Bird. He don't know who these people are. He couldn't tell you who Byron Jones played for beforehand.
Dallas.
Dolphins suck.
So I got us going up to Cincinnati winning too. I mean, that's another young quarterback. It's a different game in the NFL.
You're catching up to me.
Yeah, catching up. I don't think I'll ever catch up to you. So, but I got them going up to Cincinnati and getting their first road win. It's always tough to win on the road, but 2 in a row, that's a streak. All right. And hopefully the offense starts gelling a little bit. Maybe we get a little momentum.
You got a prediction on the score?
Pretty easily. I mean, last time I was 24-10 Jaguars. 24-10 Jaguars.
I like that. I like that prediction. I think we could see it be a bit more close, a bit closer, but for the most part, 14-17 to even 10 is 10 to 17 is a solid range of that game, I believe.
Listen, you put it twice. Anyway,
Shut up.
Listen, we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Think about that.
This ain't your daddy's Bengal. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's my daddy's Bengals. Okay, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, they got Joe Burrows. Great. Guess what? He's a rookie quarterback. Okay, he's gonna be so confused back there. He ain't gonna have a clue what's gonna happen to him. Okay, he's gonna be running around with like a chicken with his head cut off when the Jaguars roll in there. Okay, it ain't gonna matter. The game's not gonna be close. I bet you they don't score more than 7 points. Okay, Jaguars are gonna dominate. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. I say dominate. They're gonna win 21-7. 21-7. The Jaguars are going to win. And you know what? Guess what? Minshew throws for 2 more touchdowns. That's 6 touchdowns past 2 games. Okay,
MVP.
You're creeping towards MVP levels. Okay, you're creeping towards MVP levels. But I think Leonard Fournette has a big game. He's going to rush about 130 yards that game. He's going to have a big game, which is opening up Gardner Minshew. Jaguars are going to take the victory. They're going to 4-0. We're on our way into clinching the AFC South already. Woo!
Wow.
I love the excitement, Bird.
Yes.
Love the excitement.
It's pretty easy stuff here. Don't think way too hard about this.
It's time to bring the level of excitement down. Because next up, the Houston Texans.
The Houston Texans traded away their best player. Come on, stop talking about the Houston Texans.
So did the Jaguars.
So
did the Jaguars. Rest in peace, Calais. Rest in peace.
So sad. So sad.
Yeah, man, I was heartbroken. That was my guy. All right.
That's about the only reason I didn't think we may have won the Super Bowl this year. It's because of Calais.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. But we'll see. You never know. I may drop a couple losses in there.
I don't know.
Calais.
I don't know. So we go up to Houston. What do you think about this Houston team, Brandon? What
all right. So
what's Bill O'Brien doing?
If we go back, I don't know. Bill O'Brien needs to be gone, in my opinion. I don't think he makes it to week 17, but that's just me. If we go back 5 years, Houston was always a team that was around 8-8. They were never really special, never really did anything that, said, would make you say, wow, but they were consistently around that bubble of, they could be a team that's good, but they could also be a team that gets a top 10 draft pick. So I think they start going back to that a little bit. I can't deny Deshaun Watson's talent. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But the guys that he has around him, he has, David Johnson, who is just a shell of himself from the contract he signed in 2015, I'm sure. Or I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% about that. But I know he's just not the same guy he was then. And then you got a wide receiver core filled with a bunch of slot receivers. I don't know who they're going to put on the outside. And so with that, I just don't see this Texans team being a great team this year. But with that being said, we're going into NRG Stadium. It's not going to look pretty. I think the Texans go out with the win. Jaguars are 1-4.
Oh, man, killing me. The Texans lost a lot, though. Carlos Hyde.
They did, yeah.
Rusher, signed with Seattle. They brought in David Johnson, like you said. I think he came in as a rookie at 14, had a big year. Or no, his rookie year, the second year, had a big year in 15. And but once he got injured,
he hasn't been himself.
He rushed for 900 yards a year or two after that. But last year was kind of a disappointment. And what I kind of see Bill O'Brien doing here is he came from that Bill Belichick tree. Belichick found Brady, and they won with Brady.
Yeah.
And without giving Brady weapons. He had Randy Moss for a year or two. But for the most part, just they're the Wes Welkers, Julian Edelmans, the Deion Branches, and these little guys, and that's kind of what you see. They're trading away to big name guys where they ain't got to pay DeAndre Hopkins, and just riding with Deshaun Watson. Maybe he thinks he's got a quarterback good enough to kind of do the Belichick model. That's the only thing I can see because this dude's crazy.
I agree.
That's like Madden rejected that trade.
Yeah, I know. That's bad. That's really bad.
And I don't know, but there's still loads of talent. They still got, J.J. Watt on the other side. He's getting older. He's not the same J.J. Watt. But and we're not loaded with talent, and it's the way game. I got the Texans handle us pretty easily with as long as Deshaun Watson's healthy.
Listen, the Texans are worse than they were last year.
Did we beat them last year?
We should have. And we should have. We should have won that game. They should have kept the ball in Gardner Minshew's hands and let them win the game for us. Okay? But they didn't. Okay? Gardner Minshew's pissed off about that. Okay? Boys, pissed off, jorts and all, mustache and all. We're going to march right into Texans, and we're going to take that victory that we should have had last year. We're going to get it this year. Okay? We're going to get that victory. Yeah, heck yeah. Jack Bird has the Jaguars going 5-0. You better believe that. I have the Jaguars going 5-0. We're not losing to the Texans this year. Okay, I got family that lives in Texas. Guess what? Texans suck. Okay, screw the Texans. Okay, I hate them. Jaguars are going to win. Minshew's going to carry us to victory. Guess what? He's going to throw for another 3 more touchdowns. That's freaking A. That's 9 touchdowns. Okay, in 3 games. Guess what? Now we're talking MVP over here. Okay, we're talking MVP. Don't ask me how many interceptions yet. Okay, I haven't thought about that. Okay, but we're going to win that game. Okay, we should have beat them last year. Okay, Texans are worse. You could argue that Jaguars are worse too. Okay, we could argue the Jaguars are worse.
Argue it?
But you know what? You can argue all you want. Okay, the Texans, they traded away DeAndre Hopkins. They're idiots. They're stupid. Bill O'Brien's an absolute imbecile. Okay, tweet that out. Put this video up and send it to him. Okay, the guy's an idiot. Jaguars are going to win. This loss right here against the Jaguars may end up costing Bill O'Brien his job because it's going to start a big slide for them. They're not going to overcome this loss. This is going to be a huge loss for the Texans. Look at that. And our viewership went. Every time I talk, God, put me on the whole time.
I'm just going to go home. So,
hey, people watching, drop your comments. Tell us what you think. Jaguars going to beat the Texans in Houston or what? We'd like to hear what y'all want to say.
So right now, Brandon's got us 1-4. I got us 2-3. The Bird has Minshew mania rolling into town.
Woo!
Speaking of rolling into town, next will be Matt Stafford and the Detroit Lions coming. Detroit's one of those teams that, yeah, they got a good quarterback. They got a young running back, Kerryon Johnson. They drafted, I think, a young guy, Georgia guy, right?
Yeah.
Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, they drafted DeAndre Swift. So they got some young talent. One of them teams that you're just like, any normal team you see Detroit on the schedule, you're like, yeah, that's a win, you know. But the Jaguars, it is a home game. And I think we see a little Minshew magic this game.
We've been singing Minshew magic all season. You're such an idiot.
Minshew magnet, rubs the mustache, little Tiger King action. And I think he pulls one out of the hat late, and we win 17-14.
I agree. I think the Jaguars actually get a win against Detroit in Week 6. I think Detroit is always, like you said, one of those teams that you look on the schedule and say that's a win. But it's literally the same thing for the Jaguars. Every team is just like, all right, that's a win whenever you see the Jaguars on the schedule. So, it really could be a close game. I don't see either Detroit or the Jaguars, obviously at 1-4 coming into Week 6, being much of a contender at this point. But I think the Jaguars have a bit more to be able to handle Detroit. The Jaguars on the defensive side, I think that Detroit's offense isn't going to be that great this season. Running backs go to die there in Detroit. We've seen they have had no run game over the past, history of their franchise. So, Barry Sanders. And so it is just it.
It's a little guy named Barry.
Yeah, he was all right, I guess. But
no name means I can say that.
Yeah, no, Barry Sanders is probably the last good running back that they've had. So I just don't think that they'll have enough offensively to handle to be able to get over the top on the Jaguars. And the Jaguars, like you said, I think Minshew has a good game to where they come out victorious on the Detroit Lions in Week 6.
I mean, do we even need to discuss them?
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to even talk about it? I mean, you got to listen. What scares me about Detroit, is Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, he's spectacular.
You never know which Matthew Stafford you're going to get. Okay. This game, we're going to get the on-point Matthew Stafford. It is going to be a gridiron classic. Okay. It's going to be back and forth the entire game. Like, I would love to come here and tell the folks on Facebook and tell the folks on YouTube live in Southern Ruckus Studios that the Jaguars are just going to whip the Lions up and down, but I can't do that. Matthew Stafford's going to keep winning the game. It's going to be so close. It's going to come down to the last 30 seconds that the Jaguars are going to pull out the victory with the old Statue of Liberty play. That's what's going to happen. The old Statue of Liberty play. Jaguars are going to win it. Woo! Jaguars go 6-0.
I swear if they do a Statue of Liberty. Unbelievable.
I'm texting Minchie in just a second.
So you got him at 6-0.
6, that's what the song says right there.
Marone, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the year.
Jay Gruden going to be next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I was trying to get rid of Marone, but I can't.
Yeah. So week 7, that's week 6. Week 7 we go. We can't lose on a bye. That's progress.
That's 7-0, baby.
So up to the bye, I got us in. Jay Bird's got 6-0. I'm 3-3. You're 2-4. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Now we do the infamous trip out to the West Coast.
Screw the West Coast.
For your San Diego / LA / soon to be Oklahoma City Chargers.
Yeah.
So 4:15 on a Sunday. What do you got? Bird, we'll put you first.
Put me first. 4:15 on a Sunday. Jags roll into whatever stadium in whatever city these Chargers are. Who's the quarterback for the Chargers? Didn't they draft?
They drafted Justin Herbert, but I think they're going to start Tyrod Taylor this season.
Dude, Tyrod Taylor is very good with ball security. Okay, he doesn't turn the ball over. But I think by this point, everybody, you got a rookie quarterback sitting on the shelf. Okay, you're sitting on the bench. You're going to bring them in by game 6, 7 of the year, especially when you're horrible the way the Chargers are going to be. They're going to bring Justin Herbert in, which, dude, I watched that guy like 3 times last year. That guy sucks. Okay, C.J. Henderson's going to have 3 interceptions.
CJ,
3 interceptions. Mark my words. Okay, maybe 2. Okay, but it doesn't matter. He's going to have a couple picks that game. Jaguars are going to win. Defense is going to win that game for them. The offense is going to be a little sluggish because we're going out to the West Coast. And, well, Jaguars offense are always sluggish going out to the West Coast. This defense is going to step it up. Defense is actually going to win the game for us this week.
Look, if you want
7-0, baby.
Woo! If you want that to happen, our offensive line has got to be jailed by now.
Our offensive line was jailed the first week of the season when Leonard Fournette rushed about 140 yards.
All right. I'm just saying, you got one of the Bosa boys coming off the edge. You got Derwin James. You got a pretty sick secondary. And San Diego's going to have a legit defense. Their offense may not be clicking, but their defense is going to keep you in ball games.
They're going to be horrible.
And for what I've seen last year with the Jags, we couldn't score points.
Whole schedule.
We couldn't score points.
Everybody we play.
So I think we let one get away, honestly. I think this is one we could have had, and Jaguars let slip away and fall to 3-4. 3-4.
Not me. See that sign? 7-0.
They're going to go, like you said, the infamous West Coast trip. Normally it's a pretty terrible sight for Jaguars fans whenever they take that trip to the West Coast because they're not able to put in a performance that you'd like. But, we saw what happened last year when they took their, trip to Oakland for a game that really cemented Minshew as being probably one of the best rookie quarterbacks the Jaguars franchise has ever had. I think that's a fair statement to make.
One of the best rookie quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. Let's
all right. Yes. Yes.
I would slow that roll. I mean, you ever heard of a guy named Josh Freeman?
Gardner Minshew, dude. The name screams.
I'm just saying, Josh Freeman threw up some ridiculous stats his first year in NFL.
Listen. Gardner Minshew.
All right.
That's Hall of Fame worthy name.
The third.
Oh, you can't even forget about the third. Sorry for interrupting you, Brian. I just had to.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Reiterate that.
No, I understand it, definitely. But, they're going to go play a Chargers team who I believe is going to be they're not going to be very good this season. Like you said, they have the solid defense that'll keep them in ball games, but I just don't think the offense has enough firepower outside of Keenan Allen to be able to really score points and make them competitors within games all year. And so I think going into week 8, coming off a bye, Jaguars are going to be adapted, be able to be on that West Coast schedule and go over, play the Chargers and come out with a victory and be 3-4.
All right. Brandon with a little bit of momentum.
I do think they get on a bit of a roll, before the bye and, coming out after the bye. But
this is surprising me a little bit, honestly, because I had us at 3 or 4 wins. And through 7 games, I got us at 3 wins.
Yeah.
Can't help stupidity.
So this is a little bit of a surprise. All right, next up. Texans coming down.
I mean, go ahead. No, I'll just let y'all.
We'll let Brandon. We talked a little bit about him already.
Yeah, so like I said, Texans, not terrible offseason moves this year, but they come into Jacksonville. Jacksonville's on a bit of a roll coming out of the bye. They just got a big win against the Chargers on the West Coast, and here comes Gardner Minshew kind of feeling it out after playing against the Chargers, putting on a good performance against them. So I think the Jaguars have a real possibility of squeezing one out here against the Houston Texans at home, just because the Texans are not the team we've seen the past few seasons. We might get some more magic from Deshaun Watson, but considering this is a real home game, unlike a London home game like we had last season, I think Minshew's able to get a bit momentum behind him and, rectify that loss in, week 5 against the Texans and get within even and be 4-4 going into week 10.
4-4. You're almost playoff bound.
It's a loss. That's all I got. It's a loss. Deshaun Watson's going to be.
Didn't you say it was going to be close when we played them in Houston?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It's a loss.
You don't even know what you think anymore, dude. You said it was going to be close, and we were going to. I don't even know what you actually said, but I'm just going to make you think you said this. Okay.
Look, I don't think we're beating the Texans. I think their quarterback is too good, and until the offense shows me something, we're not going to win any kind of shootout games.
I don't think this is a shootout, though. I think Texans' offense is the weak link. I love Deshaun Watson. I think he's a spectacular talent, and he's one of the best talents in the NFL. But he doesn't have the pieces around him to be able to put together a crazy game.
If Will Fuller's healthy, that connects that Watson Fuller connection.
We've never seen Will Fuller healthy, so I'm banking on Will Fuller being hurt.
That connection is sick when he's been healthy.
It is. That deep connection is really nice. I will give you
that. That's Watson and Fuller. So you got to expect. You can't expect an injury. You got to go with what they got. It might change.
The only reason I expect an injury with Will Fuller is because it's always an injury with Will Fuller. I can't
expect Thompson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
You always expect what you've seen. You expect what's happened in the past, and I think what's it been like the past 2 to 3 years he's been hurt down the stretch of the season. So I don't see him being there in week 9.
My turn?
Yeah.
Watch the screen. Woo! I don't even got to speak. The audience goes up. I don't even say a word. They just know I'm thinking. 8, no. I'm not. Just go. Who do we play next? 8.
It doesn't matter, evidently.
It doesn't. 8, no.
We go into Lambeau week 10 and play the Packers.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
4-5.
Ah.
Lambeau Smambo. Only Lambeau that matters is our kicker. You got it? That's the only Lambeau that matters.
I was thinking of Hayden Epstein.
Look, by then, by then you've got Jordan Love starting. So
what?
They're benching Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love. That's the only way the Jaguars win this game. Only way Jaguars win this game. No way they're beating Aaron Rodgers. Jaguars go to 3-5.
So you're actually predicting a loss.
Yes.
All right. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, it's a loss.
What?
Wait, you mean if it can't be 3-5, can it? Because I just had him at 4-4.
Yeah, he's dumb. He can't do math.
3-5, 4-4, same thing.
I know, but I had him at 4-4 for the Texans. So it's 4-5. So you'd be 3-6.
We've only got 3 wins.
All right, sounds good. I don't see them beating the Packers. Despite the blunder of a Packers draft and not being able to get Rodgers weapons. Rodgers is, in Lambeau. It's a different story. They are always clicking in Lambeau.
getting cold up there.
What month is it?
It's week 10, dude.
Week 10.
November
Who knows
15th.
with this football season when we're actually starting?
It's true.
You don't have a date, do you?
Yeah, November 15th. You just
November 15th. Jaguars stroll in. Iconic Lambeau Field. Gardner Minshew warms up early that morning on the football field. You can see his breath, and all he can think about is, I am about to dominate these son of a guns in Lambeau Field. He's going to do it. Aaron Rodgers is getting old, okay? When's the last time he's done something iconic? Don't answer that question because that's probably last year, okay? When's the last time he's done something, okay? Jaguars are going to win. They're going to stroll in the Lambeau Field. Remember, Gardner Minshew probably has 15 touchdowns by now. 16 touchdowns, about 3 interceptions, okay? They're going to win. They're going to win. But you know how they're going to win this time? Leonard Fournette. Okay, listen. The only reason I'm saying this is because Leonard Fournette, I bragged on you last year, and you had a good season. Now I'm bragging on you this year, which means you're probably going to have a terrible season. Okay? But we got to hand that ball off to Leonard Fournette. And, man, he's going to be a workhorse. We're going to go, wow, this was the Leonard Fournette we envisioned when we drafted him. In the cold, busted through those offensive linemen, carrying 5 defenders on his back as he crosses the white line for the touchdown. Jaguars are going to win, let's say 28-21. Jaguars win. Leonard Fournette, 3 touchdowns.
So what happens when you wake up from your dream?
Son, you just wait and see. You just wait and see, okay? I can mute you. 9-0, baby. Woo! Jaguar going to the Super Bowl. You want to play my song?
Uh-oh. 9-0. You know who comes up next, though, right?
Doesn't matter.
All right. When you think
I was scared about Lambeau Field, okay? Honestly. But go ahead. I was scared about this one.
When you think of Jaguar rivals that aren't in the division, who do you think of?
I don't
Pittsburgh Steelers.
know. I hate the Steelers.
Everybody hates the Steelers.
Screw the Steelers.
Bump the Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers coming to town. With Delvin Hodges as your quarterback.
Delvin Hodges.
Duck Hodges.
Big Hodges. Nah, if they got Big Ben, they're a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost made the playoffs with Duck Hodges and who else is playing quarterback?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph, yeah.
The man's with a fractured skull. Because of Myles Garrett.
David don't know what we're talking about.
That was the big spiel last year. People got suspended. Yes, I do.
All right. Give us your take.
Dude, the Steelers are strolling in, okay? People, and what's going to happen? Listen, screw the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers here, okay? Them their stupid, terrible towels. You know what you can do with that terrible towel, okay? I'm not even going to listen. This is a G-rated program. I'm not even going to tell you what you can do with that, okay? Just use your imagination on what you can do with that, okay? It's not going to matter. Hodges or Roethlisberger or broken arm Bob. It doesn't matter. We got your old quarterback, Dobbs. You're better off having Dobbs in there when you come into Jacksonville, okay? It's not going to matter. We're going to have the teal towels waving. Woo! Place is going to be rocking 50% capacity because of the coronavirus, okay? Which 25 will probably be Pittsburgh fans because of that. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Jaguars. It's not going to be close. You guys are like, oh, I'm a little worried about Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, he almost they didn't do well last year. They still almost made play. Screw the Steelers. Jaguars going to win. Jaguars are going to take the victory handedly. I'm not going to give you a score on this one, but it's going to be handedly. They're going to win it probably by 10 points or more. Okay? That's what they're going to win it by. Jaguars win. They go to 10-0, baby. Woo! Guess what? We probably just clinched the AFC South with that win. We probably just clinched it, okay? Because God knows, Houston Texans are going to suck this year, okay? The Tennessee Titans, screw the Titans. And the Colts, Phillip Rivers is in a walker, okay? Trying to walk around the court, trying to throw a football back there. Doesn't matter.
Why do I do this?
Jaguars going to win. Jaguars going to win, baby. What does it make us? You're right. 10-0. Mark it on your calendars. Mark it down.
What are your thoughts on the Steelers? I mean, a lot has changed since Big Ben played last game. Le'Veon Bell's gone. Antonio Brown's been gone. I mean, he got hurt the preseason last year.
Yeah.
And they two backup quarterbacks came in. They still almost made the playoffs. So they still got James Conner. They got Juju, and they got a young up and coming defense with one of the Watt brothers. You know, they got some talent. So. What are your thoughts on the Steelers?
Like you said, they have some talent, and I think it really stems from the defensive side of the ball. They are definitely going to be able to. What is he doing? They're really going to be able to be a contender in that AFC North as they have been with Ben Roethlisberger for since he stepped foot into the league. And with that offense, they have James Conner. That he's no. James Conner is no odd sight to Ben Roethlisberger just because Le'Veon Bell sat out 2 years ago, and Ben Roethlisberger had James Conner there with him, and then Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown being gone might hurt Ben Roethlisberger a little bit, but I think the addition of Eric Ebron over the middle is going to help a lot. They're going to be able to utilize him, being able to have a guy better than Vance McDonald. So I think Pittsburgh is going to be that weird 9-7 to 11-5 range in terms of how many games they're able to win. It really just depends on if we get back to Ben Roethlisberger of old and who's able to kind of shed guys off in the pocket and really just zip those over, all over the field. But in this game, do you guys remember in 2018 when the Steelers came into Jacksonville? We all expected them to just kind of roll over the Jaguars, but the Jaguars got out hot. We were kind of like, oh wow, this is the Jaguars team we really expected going into the season before we fell apart. And so the Jaguars got out hot. We're like, oh, awesome. The Steelers, I think it's gonna be the exact same thing. And then the Steelers are gonna crush our dreams yet again, and we're gonna lose.
Screw the Steelers. You suck. Steelers.
He was hyping up. I still got us at 3 wins. I got us at 3 wins. I don't think we're going to beat the Steelers. I think as long as they're healthy, the talent's there.
Yeah.
And their defensive line will wreak havoc on our offensive line. Minshew will be running for his life. But I don't see us pulling that one out. If we play top quarterback, what are the top quarterbacks Minshew beat last year?
Doesn't matter. It's Minshew mania, bro.
I'm just saying, as a team, we don't beat top quarterbacks yet. We're not at that level.
Jacoby Brissett.
We will be this year. It's all I know.
All right. So I think it's back-to-back home games.
Yeah, back-to-back home games. We'll get another AFC North opponent with the Cleveland Browns in Week 12.
Let me handle this one, Bird. Cleveland Browns come rolling into town. Woo! I got us a W, man. The Browns are a show. They don't know what's going on, dude. Their quarterback was terrible last year. It's like he regressed. Everybody expected him to take the next step, like Birds expected Minshew to take the next step, and he didn't. He wouldn't stay in the pocket. He's running around crazy, and I don't know. I don't think I think Browns come in here and we absolutely put it on the Browns. We start to click a little bit. 4 wins right there.
Bird.
4 wins.
Cleveland Browns, dude. It's just like talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay? It's the Cleveland Browns. Doesn't matter. The Jaguars are going to win this game. I agree, pretty easily. They're going to win this game pretty easily. And I didn't get to update my little record thing there, so that kind of stinks. But Jaguars are going to win it pretty easily. They're going to jump out quick. It's going to be a really fast start for them. Why are you even doing kick returns this year? Are they doing kick returns? Yeah, they are. Okay, you never know with the NFL; they keep changing everything. Okay, We may have a kick return, opening kickoff return for a touchdown. That's going to set the stage for us. Okay, Jaguars 11-0. They're going to jump out fast.
History being made.
History being made, like last year. Jaguars win 11-0. Mark it. I'm gonna win everybody a ton. Bet if you bet what I'm betting, guys, what I'm predicting here, you're gonna win a ton of money next year. Come on, jump on it.
Where you at, Brandon?
This is sweet tea in here. This is not even alcohol. This is sweet tea.
I hate being the odd man out, but I have to be.
Ridiculous.
The Cleveland Browns just have so much talent. They have to click at some point. There has to be a point where they start to show that talent is, being put to use. And I think this year really is the year for them to do that. Like you said, Baker Mayfield regressed going into last season or during last season. But I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. Don't hate me so much for that. I like what he does, and I'm not really going to get into anything else because I don't want to get flamed. But
he's got a little moxie. I like the moxie.
I like the moxie, but I just think that with OBJ, Jarvis Landry, you got Nick Chubb in the backfield. They just have so much offensive firepower, and then on the other side, they got a guy like Myles Garrett returning from suspension for trying to murder Mason Rudolph. So I just think the Browns come into Jacksonville. It's a close game, but Cleveland comes out on top.
He'll probably be suspended again by then. Don't worry. Browns are coming in, and they're going to smell just like their name says, Browns. Okay, that's what
they look terrible at. Mayfield in particular.
Yeah, they looked really bad.
I don't know what the deal was. He literally he couldn't sit in a pocket and throw. He anytime I see a quarterback escape out of the pocket but not stepping up, he backs up and circles out of the pocket. It never. And you see that a lot in college, and that never translates to the NFL. And that's what he was doing. Every play you see him doing that. It's like he's not making his reads and making his progressions in the pocket, stepping up like a true quarterback. If he can do that, he's got the talent and the arm strength to make it this league. But if he keeps playing like he did last year, he won't last long.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that really we've seen players have sophomore slumps, not to that extent, and be still good in the NFL. But I think Baker Mayfield, regains that step that he lost last season and is able to put on I think better than his rookie year. Because if we're going to be like for real, when he came in against the Jets on Thursday night, he kind of put some hope in that Browns franchise and really had them looking as if they were on the step up. And with, like I said, with the talent they have offensively, and guys like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward on the defensive side, they are definitely a team that to be reckoned with. Maybe not this season, but going into the future, if Baker Mayfield can hold the expectations needed to win football games.
Now, his rookie stats: 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. His rookie year.
Yeah.
And
let's just compare it to Gardner Minshew.
This past year, he regressed 22 and 21.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And he had a hell of a lot more talent. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, full-time starter now, and OBJ. So is Njoku. He has a ton of talent on that team, but his stats regressed. So I don't know if it's just him trying to do too much. That they hired the new head coach. I think they got who they got Stepnoski in there now.
Yes, Kevin Stefanski.
And they got So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he's a little quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
So.
Quarterback whisperer, actually.
Jay, we're not a big Mayfield fan. He didn't like I was going to compare him to Minshew. He didn't like that. We ran a poll last week. You part of that poll. You saw that poll.
Yeah, I was.
So the Twitter idiots. The Twitter idiots.
Don't alienate half our audience here. Okay.
The Twitter idiots had Minshew as a better quarterback than David Garrard. I posted in the Jaguar fan page on the Facebook, and
which I've seen those guys post, and they're idiots.
Oh yeah. So and then it wasn't even close. It was like 70 to 25%.
Yeah.
For Garrard being better than Minshew. So I think I won that argument according to the poll.
Yeah, it's Minshew has the ability to be better than Garrard if he's able to put all things together. But based off last season and what Garrard did for the Jaguars throughout his career, you can't say as of right now that Minshew is a better quarterback than David Garrard was for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I said right now, my dad's like, David Garrard right now? I was like, no, David Garrard in his prime versus Minshew right now. Well, that's not fair. I was like, listen, that was how the question was posed to us, or the statement. So, but all right, we move on.
You better.
Sunday, December 6th, we travel up to Minnesota. That's a game I'm looking to go to. I got a brother-in-law who lives in Minneapolis, and I've already talked to the wife about maybe making a little road trip that week. So I might be in the stands for that freezing game.
It's indoors.
It's still going to be freezing? It's not indoors anymore.
Yeah, it is. They have U.S. Bank.
Whatever. They keep it cold in there.
0.6 degrees.
Well, how do you think that goes? What's your thoughts?
Very badly. Very badly. Minnesota is a good team, and I think they have a guy in Dalvin Cook who's looking to get his contract, and he will hold out. But at this point in the season, he'll have it because he deserves it. If he can stay healthy, that Vikings offense can be clicking with Kirk Cousins not having to do everything. You look down the stretch of last season, Dalvin Cook was not 100%. So Kirk Cousins was really having to put the weight of that Vikings team on his shoulders, and he's just not a quarterback that can do it. But if he can be a Ryan Tannehill-esque guy where all he has to do is manage the game and just not lose football games.
You said that name again. Good God.
Well, he's going to be talked about in the next game, week 14. So just get ready. It's coming, Ryan Tannehill.
So you got a loss. I got a loss too.
I got a loss. Yeah.
Way too much talent. They lost Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
But they gained Justin Jefferson, and there's way too much talent on the field.
They are very talented. Yeah. That's all I know.
I think yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I think Justin Jefferson may be might have the best season out of the rookie class drafted in the first round this season. Because if you look at the guys ahead of him, Henry Ruggs, he only has to compete with Darren Waller for targets, but he has Derek Carr as his quarterback, which is not ideal for any wide receiver. I don't care who it is. And then you got you're going to Denver with a guy like Jerry Jeudy, who also has KJ Hamler, who got drafted, a guy like Cortland Sutton, who's going to see the bulk of those targets. Noah Fant. That room is crowded, and they have a younger guy like Drew Lock back there, who I personally love. Drew Lock, I think he's going to be a star in the NFL, but that we can talk about that another time. And then you're going to have CeeDee Lamb, who's going to be competing with the guy in Amari Cooper, who I think is a much better player and going to receive much more targets than a guy like Adam Thielen in Minnesota, who, not to get me wrong, Adam Thielen is a great athlete and great wide receiver in his own right. He's just not Amari Cooper level. With that being said, you have a guy in Stephon Diggs leaving Minnesota. You have a guy in Justin Jefferson replacing him in Minnesota, and they really play similar games. You looked at it; they're solid route runners. They're kind of lengthy, and they're able to catch balls wherever you put them. They have a large catch radius, and so and they're able to do things after the catch. They're able to create yards. They're able to get down the field and get into the end zone. Really, so Justin Jefferson, I'm going to put it on record right now. I tweeted it out yesterday. It's going to be the number one rookie in receiving yards for the 2020 season.
Not so fast, my friend.
You're not.
Hasta la vista.
You're not.
He's got the MVP on his side.
Yeah.
Come on. We're rolling into Minnesota. It's going to be snowing, but we're going to be indoors. 72 degrees inside that dome, okay? 72 degrees. Listen, they are very talented, but you're talking about a young, passionate, hungry Jaguar team that is trying their hardest to clinch home field advantage, okay? Home field advantage. Number one seed, they're busting their butt to do that. And guess what? Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook's probably going to be hurt again, okay? Because the guy chips toenail. He's out for 6 games, okay? Does not matter. Jefferson, guess what? Jefferson's going to hit the rookie wall about this time of the year, and he's not going to be able to do jack crap. There goes your prediction. He's not going to be the number one rookie receiver in yards, okay? He's going to hit that rookie wall. Hasta la vista, Chenault, is going to have a huge game with Gardner Minshew. Guess what? We're going to go 12-0. We're going to be 12-0 on this. And guess what? We got 4 more games left. This is where the MVP run begins for Gardner Minshew. Like he's kind of in it. This is where he separates himself. Okay, this is where he separates himself. Jaguars are going to win a very close game, but they are going to win this. Jaguars go 12-0.
I can't do it with a straight face anymore. I can't. Did I say they're losing already?
Yes, you did.
They're losing.
We don't care what you think. You have us losing. It's no fun when you have them losing every game.
All right.
It's more fun when you have them winning.
Here comes Tannehill. Give us your thought, Tanny Bird.
Tannehill. Man, it's Tennessee, dude. How many games do you think? How well do you think the Titans are doing by now?
Oh, me?
Any of y'all? I don't care. I just want to answer. I got 2 people sitting here.
Probably 12-0.
That's what one fan of Tennessee's thinking right about now. Don't worry, I'm sure.
Some other idiot on a podcast.
Tennessee, listen, it does not matter. Okay, we beat them at Nissan Stadium. Thank you for just going and throwing that up. Okay, we beat them at Nissan Stadium. Who's their backup? Who's their backup?
Couldn't tell you.
Exactly. That's why we're going to win it, because their backup's Tannehill's going to be getting hurt in the second play of the game, and their backup's going to come in. Whoever their backup is, doesn't matter. Okay, well, it don't matter if old Tannehill's in it. I mean, y'all are comparing people to Tannehill-esque people. You're comparing people to Tannehill. He sucks. Okay, yeah, they gave him this contract. Guess what? That's going to blow up in their face. They're not even going to be in contention for the playoffs at this point. Jaguars are going to win 13-0. Guess what? We're 3 games away from going 16-0. Setting history. We're almost there. Is it going to happen? Stay tuned.
So the Titans' backup quarterback, as of last season, was a guy that is now in Tampa Bay, but they don't have a revised depth chart.
That's how bad they are.
Listen, it could be from Matt Castle to Blaine Gabbert.
He's not with them anymore.
I know. I said, yeah, he's with Tampa.
This is what you're looking. This is how bad Tennessee is. You're looking at their website. You can't even figure out who their backup quarterback is. Okay, you can't figure it out. Why? Because they suck. They absolutely suck. You can't even figure out. You can't even look at their website and figure out their depth chart. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. That's why 13-0.
13.
It's a loss.
Wow. Yeah, it's a loss. I agree.
Wait till C.J. Henderson tries to tackle Derrick Henry. You think Jalen Ramsey looks like a sissy trying to tackle Derrick Henry?
Jalen Ramsey sucks. Screw Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I don't like Jalen Ramsey anymore. You still wearing the Ramsey swag?
Nah.
You better not be.
It's too tight now.
I've been hitting the gym a little bit.
No, I've been hitting the couch and potato chips. So, yeah, my quarantine body's in full effect.
Yeah. Is that really it, Logan Woodside?
Oh goodness.
Have you ever heard of that guy?
I think I've heard of his name. I have no idea what. Yeah.
Logan Woodside and Cole McDonald.
We
might have a chance here.
Yeah, if Tannehill's hurt,
they'll sign Cam Newton.
Yeah.
They'll sign one of these guys and make us
good.
look stupid.
We'll whoop them too. Doesn't matter. Bring Kaepernick in. Bring Cam Newton in. Bring Joe Namath in there. It don't matter. Okay?
Bring in Kerry Collins. That's who I want. Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins always looked like a vampire to me. I don't know why. Just said that.
Oh, what a guy.
Did you have the Titans winning, Brandon?
No, I did not. Or I did have the Titans winning, yeah. Jaguars have nothing for the Titans. They
know
really
how you
don't.
are, Jaguar fans.
All
Sometimes
right.
you're trying to be unbiased.
All right. Let's go to Baltimore. Can we all talk Baltimore up to a loss?
Baltimore's a loss.
Baltimore's a loss. I got him a loss. Jaybird has him a loss.
No.
Jaybird, you have to have one loss. And this would be the loss that you would take.
Dude, I'm going for history here, okay? No, we're actually 14-0 after this game. Listen,
Well,
Lamar, I'm the fastest quarterback in the NFL, Jackson, okay, is going to meet one of our new defensive tackles. I'm trying to think of one. Al Woods. Is that Wood? I prefer to say Wood. Is that one? Wood? Al Wood?
Al Woods, yeah.
Gunther and Wood, okay? And listen, we're stout up the middle. I don't think you guys are giving those two guys enough credit. Now, saying that, this is the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, they are good. They are very, very, very good. But unlike you two losers, I'm taking the victory here. It's in Baltimore?
it's in Baltimore.
Crap. We're winning. I'd have the same reaction if it was in Jacksonville, too. Don't worry.
14-0 for Bird.
14-0.
We're going to stop Jackson in his tracks, okay? Handcuff those feet. He's done. He's not going to be able to run anywhere.
Jaybird, you get a little revenge game next week. After that, December 27th, Nick Foles rolls into town. And we get
You
your
scared
comparison.
me last year, dude.
Foles and Minshew.
God, no.
Is he going to be starting over Trubisky?
Have you
He
seen Trubisky?
should. Have you seen Trubisky play?
Seen Foles.
Foles is good.
I saw
He's
Foles.
better than Trubisky.
I don't know.
Foles might be the best quarterback in Jaguar history.
We'll put a poll up later.
He did not perform like that, but he might be the best quarterback in Jaguars history.
Jaguars are where quarterbacks come to die.
Actually, I think the Jaguars pull a win out here.
I did too.
And where is it? In
It's
Chicago?
in Jacksonville.
Oh, it's in Jacksonville?
It's in Jacksonville.
The breeze.
Yeah, I think Chicago comes to town. Most of my wins have been home games. You know, I think if they're going to get a win, it's going to be in town, and the fans have got to be there. I think it changes something if the fans aren't there. If there's no fans in the stands, you lose home field advantage. And I mean, you still got to travel, but I think the Bears coming to town and the Jaguars escape with a win, and that's 5 wins from me, which is a lot more than I thought going in.
I have 6 right now.
You got him at 6?
Dude, guys, y'all are almost playoff bound. Think about that.
Yeah, right on the cusp, especially with the 7 teams. 7 teams per conference. That's a playoff team. 7-9
7-9 can be a playoff team.
Y'all,
could have been last year.
You guys, they might get hot. You guys are gonna be surprised. You can be like, "Wow, I'm gonna have to change my prediction." Me? I'm not gonna have to change my prediction because I know what's gonna happen.
What's going to happen?
See, the thing, what Jaybird can do is that no matter which week it is, he can say for any win, "Oh, I projected that. I said that." We don't have that luxury to be able to say I'm right if we win a game that we didn't think we were going to win.
Yeah. What Jaybird can't say is
That was good.
I haven't got to say anything. My little box there speaks for myself. Okay? I don't even know. Nick Foles. Oh, God. I sat here on this same program last year and praised.
Choo choo! The Foles train. If you ain't on it, you're gonna get hit by it. Choo choo!
Praised.
Take a look.
I quit for that whole show last year and played it.
We should just replay it.
Oh my gosh, Nick, you're horrible, Nick Foles. I'm glad you're out of Jacksonville. You're done. See ya. Bye. You're gonna lose. Jaguars get their revenge. It's gonna be how sweet. Too sweet when the Jaguars win this game against Nick Foles. Bird has the Jaguars 15-0.
We started the year off with the Colts. We finished the year with the Colts.
Ha! I'll let y'all go.
We started the year off with a loss. We finished the year off with a loss.
Shoot.
By then, the Colts are rolling.
Oh yeah, they're rolling.
You have the boy from Eason. Didn't they draft Eason?
Jacob Eason,
You
yeah.
have Phillip Rivers or Jacob Eason playing. Either way, that offensive line, man, for a rookie quarterback, that's got to be a luxury. That's going to be a luxury.
That offensive line for any quarterback is a luxury.
Yeah.
That offensive line is immaculate. They don't have a weak spot in that entire line.
Yeah, and I mean their defensive line is improving. Like you said, Darius Leonard, their defense is what kept them in games these last couple of years. They've been competitive without a quarterback, Brissett, and then when the Luck got hurt. So the Colts are going to be contenders, and then they're infusing some young talent, Jonathan Taylor. And dude, I love Michael Pittman. I was big on.
I like the Michael Pittman.
He's a big guy, and his 3-cone shuttle was like a little guy's time.
Yeah.
People saying that he was a stiff receiver, but I mean, according to the shuttle time, that's not stiff. So I think big things are coming from him. But I got us at 5 wins on the year.
5 wins. You have us at 6 wins.
6
Are
wins.
Colts coming in? Colts are coming in hot, vying for a playoff. Is that what y'all are saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all think the Colts are coming in vying for a playoff? Guess what? Guess what happens?
What?
Guess what happens? Jaguars ruin that for them. Okay, they're not going to win. I told you by the time Phillip Rivers gets back over to us, he's going to be in a walker, dude. The guy's like 80 years old. Okay, him and Tom Brady are sharing a room at a retirement home, the nursing home with each other. Okay, they're being spoon-fed right now. Okay, baby food because there ain't any teeth left because they're so old. Okay, they're not going to win. Jaguars are going to win. Jaguars are going to have a statement here. Gardner Minshew, Jaguars are going to win. Gardner Minshew throws for his 32nd touchdown in this game.
32 touchdowns.
32 touchdowns.
That's not improbable.
35 touchdowns. No, 32. We'll say 32 touchdowns. Okay. Now
For
that's
the
not
season or in the game?
no season. Season.
All right.
Season.
That might be some kind of record.
That'll be a record too. Jaguars win this. Jaguars go 16-0, baby. Woo! Undefeated. Yeah. Let's throw that up right there. Show me. Undefeated. Woo! 16-0, baby.
You spelled who?
I spelled
You
woo.
spelled who?
Who that? Jaguar that. Yeah. Does not matter. 16-0.
All right, the real question is, Brandon, you guys said 6 wins.
Yes.
What do they make in the offseason? Coaching staff stay or how's that work? What do you think in your mind?
Well, when I saw them come back after this past year, I kind of saw that was going to be more than a 1-year deal. I honestly believe that the Jaguars were really putting down, kind of putting it down that the current staff and Dave Caldwell and Doug Marrone are all going to be here for more than 1 more year. Barring 0-16 season, which according to Jaybird's not going to happen in the least. But I think the Jaguars have at least 2 more years with this current regime. If they don't get anything built by then we could start to see turnover and probably Jay Gruden scoot into that spot. But for right now, this coaching staff isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
And if they have 6 wins, I agree 100%. If they have 6 wins, how does Gardner Minshew play into that? What does he take the next step? Are they looking for? 6 wins, we're right back 10th, 11th pick. You're not at the top of the draft looking for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So how does he? Where do you see that playing out?
I think it's really just at that point they're kind of just based on draft best available. If they get a guy to fall in their lap, they're going to take the quarterback, I think. But if they can get a guy like I haven't really paid much attention to the 2021 draft, but for the most part, I think they're not going to be dead set on drafting a quarterback to replace Minshew if we're able to get out 6, put together 6 wins. But they're not going to be completely against bringing in a guy that can compete, if not take that spot from Minshew, if that falls in their lap.
How do you think Minshew's going to do this year?
I think he takes a step. I don't know how big of a step, but I do think we see him play a bit better. I think he's going to be able to slow the game down a bit more in his mind. It's really just going to depend on if he can, continue getting through his progression and not be so quick to get out of the pocket. At times last season, we saw him in the times that he did have to stay in the pocket. He almost tried to find his escape route before the pocket was fully collapsed, which I think Jay Gruden's offense is going to help him tremendously in being able to get out of the pocket and in a good. Okay, so there's two ways to get out of the pocket. There's a way that's good and bad. The bad way is when it's not collapsing and you're trying to get out because you don't see the field the way that you should see the field as an NFL quarterback, and so you're trying to utilize that to create open passing lanes. And then there's a way where the quarterback gets the ball and the offensive coordinator has called for them to get out of the pocket and be able to work outside and have the wide receivers they're coming towards that side of the field. I don't really know exactly how to explain it, but that's the best I can do off the top of my head. I think he progresses, if that's in short. So yeah, he progresses. Sorry if that didn't make sense. I was trying to put that all together. It didn't come out how I wanted to, but
you're good. I know there's design plays for quarterbacks if the pressure's coming, you want to roll out to the right. Most right-handed quarterbacks want to roll it to the right, so you have the routes in and on the right. So I get that. And what you don't want is the quarterback taking his eyes off downfield. Yeah. You want his eyes to stay downfield and move up in the pocket. What you saw a lot last year was him ducking and juking and jiving, looking at the rush. Yeah. And he was really good about still looking downfield when he was free, but you saw him take his eyes off downfield a lot last year. Yeah. And that's something he needs to work on this year.
For sure. But, just a pocket presence to know when it's collapsing, I guess. That's probably the best way I could say it. Knowing when to stay in, knowing when to get out.
And you know who was really good at that? It was Bortles. Bortles was pretty good with sensing pressure behind him. Yeah. He got out a lot of predicaments just using his athleticism. Couldn't throw the ball but he got out of a lot of predicaments. So I hope he takes the next step. And for 5 or 6 wins, I mean, you got Trey Lance is a young guy from I think like North Dakota, one of the young as a quarterback coming out. You had the top 2 guys. You got Justin Fields. You got Trevor Lawrence. Then you're going to see like the Kyle Trask. You're going to see some other guys emerge too. Yeah. Joe Burrow came from nowhere last year. He wasn't thought of as a top quarterback this time last year. Yeah. So you're gonna see some guys that emerge, and this might be a 4 or 5 quarterback draft in the first round. That's the best case scenario for Jacksonville. Yeah. And honestly, we might have 2 top 10 picks. We still got the Rams pick.
Yeah. And I don't expect them to be very good next season.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of guys. Their talent is depleting. And anytime you got Jalen Ramsey on the team and you're not winning, he ain't happy. Yeah. He's creating a fuss. So we appreciate that. LA. So what you got to say, Bird?
16-0, baby. Woo! What I got to say.
We hear you. All day, every day.
16-0.
Man, we switched to this new platform, Brandon.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty solid.
We haven't figured out how to take this and put it like on iTunes.
Oh, true.
We're working on it, but we're still live, so we'll talk about that when we're done.
So
users don't care to hear that stuff.
Well, they might. but let's just interact. We broadcast the wrestling one we do next.
Yeah.
We do wrestling. Jacob got his Twitter maniacs.
Twitter maniacs.
And they all comment and they make fun of me.
That's funny.
So
it's all good. It's all good. We will be live here in about 10 minutes.
Quick. Something quick, right?
Something quick
yeah.
Q. Maybe. We may not even do it tonight. We'll see. All depends on how we're feeling. Yeah. But we will be doing some AEW questions and answers. Got some Q&A coming up, but we may do that tomorrow. We may do it tonight. We'll see. It's getting late.
Yeah, I got a T-ball game coach. I was actually out there helping Brantley hitting the ball a little bit, so he's inside. I got to double check on him.
Boy hits better than his dad does.
Listen, we drop bombs. Chicks dig that long ball.
Yeah.
Chicks dig.
Hey, tell your woo story. I cracked up when I said that, but go ahead. All
right, so I'm driving. I got to remember it. It's been a few months. I'm driving home. I'm stopping at this stoplight, And every person does is stop by. I'm checking Facebook out. All right, and I
don't do that.
I came across this meme on my phone, and it compares. Now it might sound like it's getting political, but it compares like the Democrat candidates for president to what the Republicans had last year, and it's like a white man, white woman, but and it goes Republicans, and you had a Latino with Rubio. What did you have? Yeah,
Carson.
Yeah, you had a black man at Carson, and then you had Trump as orange, and then it had Jeb Bush, and it says "wooed," and I'm like, what the hell does "wooed" mean? And so I'm sitting there at a stoplight, and I'm like, "wooed." I'm like, I don't get this. What is "wooed"? It says "wooed," W-O-O-D, and so I'm looking through. I'm scrolling. I look up. I'm like, what is "wooed"? And it's like a bundle of sticks, as in a tree. So I'm like, dude, I've lived in the woods my whole life. I've never heard of a wood ever. I was like, I've never heard of wood in my whole life. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I start driving away. I'm like, what the is a wood, dude? I'm like, what? And then it hits me. It's not wood, it's wood.
This kid calls me an idiot.
That's so funny.
It's a wood. I couldn't figure it out. And then the joke made sense. A bush, wood.
Yeah, that's great. That's hilarious.
Dusty. When you said "wooed,"
that's funny.
Wood.
So anyway, guys, we appreciate you joining us for the schedule breakdown. This is one of our funnest things we do every year. Is last year and this year is the schedule. Brandon, man, we appreciate you joining us. Why don't you just share a little bit?
It's you. That's our viewer. Everybody's watching.
Why don't you share a little bit about you and what you're doing now? People can find you.
Yeah, so previously a part of Triple Covered Podcast before, we had to part ways just because I was starting to get busy with, school and everything. So right now I'm currently writing for Sports Illustrated, the Florida Gators site. I write for them. I'd say I get about 2 to 3 articles up a week. I have a recruiting profile coming out sometime soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but it should be coming out either. I'd expect tomorrow or Wednesday as the timeline for that. And then I also have another podcast that I'm doing with one of my friends. We have been in this semi-hiatus. We had a few go live or, go ups during the quarantine, but with everything going on with that, everyone's starting to get back into the swing of things. It's kind of been hard to get a time where we can both do a podcast there. So, but yeah, other than that, I've just been hanging out. So if anyone could want to go check me out, my Twitter is @itsbecarol. And I really appreciate y'all having me back on. Got to, it feels like old times over here. So
yeah, no problem. Why don't you plug your podcast name?
Oh, Sunshine State Takes. You can find it on anywhere, you can stream podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, anything like that. So, yeah.
All right. Good deal, man. Appreciate it. I know it was last minute, but I figured I'd
no, that's perfect. I was just playing Xbox. I was like, hey, I got to get off. I'm going to get on a podcast real quick. So
nice.
Yeah. What game you play?
Pretty important podcast, I must say.
I was playing Madden. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll ball out on you one day.
All right. Sounds good.
No, I haven't played in like 3 or 4 years, man.
Yeah.
I was good like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
After that, it switched.
That's funny. Yeah. I really only play 2 games. I'm still, regrettably, I still play Fortnite. It's, pretty bad, but I enjoy it. So I don't really care. And then Madden as well. So those are the only 2 games I really get on Xbox. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
Yep. You're welcome back anytime, man. To our folks out there, thank you for watching, and thank you for watching this at some point. When you do watch it, hopefully you get all the way to the end. We'll see. It's hard.
It's only an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes. This is our schedule prediction. He had them like at
5 and 11.
5 and 11. Brandon
6 and 10.
6 and 10. 16-0, baby. Woo! Everybody, y'all have a good night. See ya.
Have a good one.
See you, Brandon. Thanks.